Our first trip was from Tampa to Tucson, went from October 26th to November 19th. Tampa is where we picked up our RV from Lazy Days, and we had to fight to get somebody to even show us anything about driving this monstrosity behind our rig, but we finally got a pretty good instructor, and he drove us around for about an hour and a half, gave us a lot of good advice. We got tired of Lazy Days a lot, so we moved to our first campground, Lazy Days Resort. After that, we hit the road and went all the way to Ocala North, where we stayed one night before we packed it up and headed for the Tallahassee Automobile Museum, which is one of the Harvest hosts. This museum has a lot more than cars, but you had to walk around pretty quick because we only had an hour left before the museum closed. So we saw jukeboxes, trucks, guitars, more guitars, pianos, more pianos, and more pianos, and motorcycles, golf stuff, basketball, all kinds of sports stuff, radios, cash registers, cell phones, motorcycles, boats, more cars with stuffed animals, more and more cars. You get the picture. Michelle, what'd you think of the Tallahassee Automobile Museum?
I was kind of leery at first and didn't think we would stay in there more than 5 minutes, but I actually enjoyed it and we got to see a lot of cool things.
This is Michelle and Scott from
Me and My Shadows.
And first time out camping, we're dry camping at Tallahassee Automobile Museum, and we forgot a can opener. Luckily for us, we have a Swiss Army knife, and Scott was able to look it up on YouTube.
No, this I knew how to do.
Oh, sorry. And he's opening up our tuna fish for us. Unfortunately, we didn't find the Swiss Army knife until after we already ate our hard-boiled egg.
There were also a lot of things to see on the campus outside the museum, and we took our time to peruse some of these while we were there.
The only thing is there is some noise from Interstate 10. However, nothing compared to what we've already been hearing even in a hotel. So I would highly recommend it. And Scott's driving, of course. And we are on our way to Panama City Beach, where we're going to pick up the rest of our stuff from storage. Continue on our story. It is in the 50s. We ran our generator last night till when we got there. Till when we turned it off around 7:15 last night.
7:45.
7:45, sorry. And it dropped down to 12.2 today at around 4 or 5 in the morning, and we were able to get things turned back on at 8 o'clock according to the Harvest Host guidelines, and it ran fine when we turned it back on, and we were able to get the slides in and work everything out, get hitched up, did all of our checks, and we are on the road.
We quickly wanted to change out the lead acid batteries with some lithium ion batteries and do a few other upgrades. We wanted to do the vent covers, but we got the wrong ones. So we eventually got the right ones down the road. As we left Florida, we failed to make too many more videos until we got to Texas. We spent 2 nights in Fredericksburg, our longest stop as we went across the country, and we took advantage of this one day that we had to ride our motorcycles. We went and visited the hill country and stopped at Luckenbach, Texas. Fredericksburg was preparing for Christmas, even though it was in early November, and they had several displays around town.
It's November
12th,
and we are in Fredericksburg, Texas, and they are doing their 55 days of
55 nights of lights.
55 nights of lights. So they have it all decorated. It's kind of cool. We rode our bikes there this morning, afternoon, and took some pictures. And now we'll see how everything is lit up and pretty. We're coming up to the marketplace where everything is, oh my goodness, it's so pretty. Love it. Love it, love it. Although it's a bit early, but it is very nice to see. Ding 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 ding. headed toward Fort Willis, Texas, which is around El Paso, and everything is going okay right now. See how it goes. Trains, trains. And we have another dirt devil. And just went through the one. I've never been through one before, but it is windy inside and it's making me a little raspy. About to go back into another one. We're in it. Fort Bliss, and it is 10:51.
In 1/10 of a mile,
They're
turn left
our
onto Gateway Boulevard North.
behind. So, we're next stop. It's kind of
Bowie, Arizona.
Bowie, Arizona. We wanted to get through New Mexico because they're acting kind of crazy about this COVID stuff. So, anyway, hope we have a great journey, and we'll talk to you later.
Catalina State Park, where we had made reservations a long time before this, and we spent 5 nights there before we headed up to Phoenix, Arizona to spend the winter.